What's going on, everybody? Another College Football Saturday show presented by Cruel Fan. It's best day of the week. Saturday's back. We've had Maction. We've had some ACC matchups on Friday, and now we're here. It's Saturday. Tough news. 14 games have been canceled or postponed. That's a ton of action that we're not getting this Saturday, but that's all right. That's what happens in 2020. So 14 games off the slate, but still a couple of really good ones that we're going to get to later in the show. First thing I want to talk about is the College Football Playoff Committee. They meet for the very first time next Tuesday, and it's going to be interesting because there are a lot of teams, Ohio State in particular, that could be in that college football playoff first four at the first meeting for the college football playoff final, and they'll only have played 4 games at that point. So the CFP committee has a lot of work and a lot of explaining to do whenever they do announce that first 4 on Tuesday, because there's going to be a lot of people who are upset. There's going to be a lot of questions being asked about why one team is ranked higher than the other. It's interesting. We're in a year where the Pac-12 has only played 2 games, and some Pac-12 teams have only played 1, like Arizona State. They had week 2 canceled, week 3 canceled. Oregon, they could get games canceled down the line. So it's going to be interesting. This week, the Pac-12 said that they will allow their teams to now play out of conference if it means them having enough games on the schedule to be eligible for bowl games. So regardless, the College Football Committee meeting on Tuesday is going to be very interesting to listen to, and it's unlike any other year that we've ever had. On that subject, there are a couple teams that I want to talk about when it comes to the college football playoff, and it's teams that aren't Power 5 conference teams. That means no Big 10, no Big 12, SEC, ACC, and Pac-12. And there are 2 in particular that I really, really like, and it's BYU and Cincinnati. I like Liberty too, but I realistically don't think they're going to slip into that picture. Cincinnati is the number 7 team in the country right now. They have some really impressive wins. Luke Fickell is doing incredible things for the Bearcats. And they still have a ranked team on their schedule, Tulsa, in the final week of the season. So they need Tulsa to play well for the next 2 weeks to keep that ranking. And then they need to destroy Tulsa and their 2 opponents coming up, which the first is UCF, who has been in this situation before in 2017. They called themselves the national champions. So Cincinnati's got a big game on the schedule for them, 2 of them. And I don't see why they can't slip into that 4 college football playoff final. I would love to see the Bearcats in it. So they really intrigue me. BYU also really intrigues me. Unfortunately for them, they don't have a lot of competition left on their schedule. This week, they're taking on a North Alabama team that's brand new to Division I football and is winless. So unfortunately for BYU, I'm not really sure what they can do to prove that they belong there. 2 games that I want to highlight this week. The first is Ohio State versus Indiana. Indiana is number 9 in the country. This is their highest ranking since 1967. That's bonkers. And they're taking on Ohio State, who, despite only playing 3 games, is number 3 in the nation. So this is their first real challenge for the Buckeyes. And I think the nation is probably kind of rooting for Indiana in this one. I know I would really love to see the Hoosiers pull off an upset and make things interesting in that college football playoff final. But can they get it done? They're still 21.5-point underdogs in this game. I think they probably cover, but I'm not sure they can realistically keep up with the Buckeyes. Regardless, it's going to be a great game. Justin Fields, all eyes on him, so I'm excited for that one. And the second one is Clemson versus Florida State. If you haven't read the article that we put out this week, you should check it out. Florida State's demise is culminated over the last few years, and it's really going to implode when they play the Clemson Tigers in Tallahassee on Saturday. Clemson has a loss under their belts. They want to make the college football playoff. They're going to have a dominating win. And so I think it is going to be an ass-kicking of a lifetime for the Seminoles. I hate to say it, but it could be the lowest this program has been since the pre-Bobby Bowden days. As always, we're 4-0 on the bets right now in this college football show, so you're going to want to stick and tail me on the next 2. I don't usually do this, but these are 2 games with 2 spreads that are massive, and I like the favorite in both of them. The first one is that Clemson-FSU game. I'm expecting Clemson to put up north of 60 points, and I'm not sure that FSU will even score 20. It's 35.5 points for the Clemson Tigers to cover in that game. I think they do it with a breeze. I think that Trevor Lawrence has to have his best game of the season, and Dabo Swinney is going to try to run up the score. The second game that I really like is the University of Florida Vanderbilt game. Last week, I really liked the points for Florida. I really like Florida in general right now this season. and their spread 31.5 against the Vanderbilt team that is 4-6 against the spread in their last 10 against Florida, 6-13 against the spread in their last 19, and just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 at home. I don't think that they can keep up with Kyle Trask and the Gators. UF is another one of those teams that has to prove that they can be dominant. So I'm excited for that game, and Clemson and Florida to cover. Enjoy your college football Saturday. Hopefully we've got more games on the slate, less cancellations, but you can't complain when college football is on Saturday. So enjoy, and we'll talk to you next week.